It's the same process for all the leaves. Start with the basic shape and add or remove whatever is needed afterwards. Just re-wetting the area again because it's dry. I'm switching to the synthetic brush now to lift off this vein. Even if it's just a little bit lighter, it's still okay. Now I'll start by adding some yellow and then some brown to it. A little bit of yellow wherever you can see it. And maybe here I'll go with the flow of the veins. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll merge it slightly because we'll anyway put more green in it, so it doesn't matter what we do right now. Just need some yellow in it. I wanted to preserve those lines, but if I lost it, I lost it. I don't care. We can do it with green. Just to get the general feel of it. It's not detailed, it's nothing. Just the tilt of the veins so that we have something to work with when we add our browns. Now with the damp brush, I'm cleaning this vein area. Okay. So every time I lift, I need to clean my brush. I use my hands for it. If you're good with that, do that. Otherwise, a tissue will be just fine. As long as it's wet, maybe this part is drying, I'll add more water. And now a little more brown to it. First, I'll add some burnt sienna and then after that, burnt umber. I'm just taking a slight hint from the reference, but I'm not copying it exactly for this part. Try to get the feel of it and not exactly how it is in the reference picture because you'll anyway not be able to copy it exactly. Also, that does not look natural at all. So I try to do it this way. If a certain area is drying out like mine is, We can keep going back and add more detail to it with some water and then add more detail to it. I think I messed it up slightly. So I'll do what I can. So we are not after all the details. Think in terms of the feeling of the leaf and how it's becoming brown in certain places. So just that. I think it's still wet. Here it's not, so I'll re-wet it. And whatever back runs and all that you get, don't worry about those for now. I think I added too much water. Touch it gently to move the pigment around. Even it out in the center. Just the basics. So lifting and also pushing around the pigment onto these edges, and that will create the feeling of the veins like you see here. It's too shiny, maybe I'll put something behind it. I think we should do one side first and then maybe I can, oh, let's just re-wet it and see what happens. I'm not aiming for perfection here, just to loosen up a little bit more with leaves. I have painted a lot of leaves in my recent paintings, but I still kind of get stressed with leaves. So I'm trying to get more loose with them. Let's see. I'm not sticking to the lines that I've made. I want to make it more even compared to this one. Also, please remember this is not a step by step thing. This is me figuring it out as I go. So try to just look at how I'm doing it and not what I'm doing exactly when you practice it. Now that it has more of a structure, I can introduce more brown into it. So there is a lot of it and a little lighter. We can maybe lift other details that are there later at the end of the thing. Even when it's dry, you can do the same. I'll introduce some burnt sienna into it to have a orangish, softer brown. Now to add more contrast, burnt. And maybe soften this edge. But yes, it looks better that way. And more of these small stops. Sorry, spots. I'm getting a little lost while doing it because there is my phone to record in front of my face and I have to kind of like bend down to look at my reference picture. Excuse me for all my forgetting and maybe blubbering some irrelevant stuff. Make random marks. And if you can like slightly make the form of what you see there, that works too. But if you can't, just random marks will also be good. And then you can maybe go in and soften them a little bit. But that's it. I'll let this side be, or maybe make a few more marks and then I'll let this side rest and work on the other side. So re-wet the entire thing again. The paint will not move if you go once or twice. And then start making those spots. I'll just pick up some excess water. So just softening all the edges that I can see. Moving some pigment around, and now normally if I'm working for a final painting, I let it sit for some time before coming back at it. But because I'm recording and also I need to have a time limit to this exercise, I'm doing everything in one go. But normally, it should not be an obligation to do it in one go. I think I do need to let it dry, because if I go in with green, I'll disturb these marks wet on wet, and then it'll look overworked. So maybe I'll just leave it. I'll cut the video and start again when it's dry. So I think before that I have to reinforce the vein a little bit. In the picture, it's a very light green, and in the vein, but here, even if we can't get it, because it's not a watercolor paper that I'm using for this. If it was watercolor paper, it would be much more forgiving and I could lift my vein, but I wanted it to be more of a restriction because I depend a lot on lifting. I'll not do that, and I'll add more contrast to make it look like it's lighter even when it's not. So because everything is in comparison, so I can just make the sides darker, and that way it will be good with contrast. Got it. Perfect. हाँ मेरे बेटा आया है, बम आया है क्या? हाँ I'm so sorry, I forgot to narrate what I'm doing. So I'm adding another layer on top of it while it's dry, just so it has more of a contrast, and the vein structure which got merged a little bit, I make it more sharp, and that's all. Just adding color and softening the insides a little bit. It's the it's the same thing everywhere, so there's nothing much to talk about it. It's just adding pigment and softening the edges, the inside edges, with clear water again and again until it's done. And then I'll see if I need to add something or maybe lift out a certain part. We'll see. I'm right-handed, so this side is a little tricky for me. And that's why I'm doing this first and this second. I tried in another leaf. I did this part first and then this got really, really hard. So most important thing here is just the direction of the veins, which I messed up completely because in my reference it has to go out like this and then curve a little bit downwards because the leaf has a slight curve, but I'll do it another time. It's okay. Right now I'm just trying to make it look more natural, however it has turned out, and then maybe next time I try to be more precise. Also, I think I've made it thinner than it actually should be. So that's also a thing because I don't have space to kind of curve that line now. Otherwise, I might have added it because the edges are blurred anyway, so it could have worked, but can't do anything right now. So let's just finish it. Same thing on this side as well. almost done. I'm kind of bored of it already. I've done one more leaf with the same process. Can't take it anymore. But also, I'm kind of in the zone. Like it's something in the middle. I don't want to do it, but when I'm doing it, it has kind of become automatic to just like put color and blend it, then put it again, then blend it again. So it's easy but boring. Also, Vasundhara is waiting for me to take her outside. Just look for wherever I can make the highlights darker. Very too uniform, so we disturb it a little bit with water. And then here. Uh-oh. My water is way too dirty now. So this outline thing, it's there because I kind of went in with several layers, so there is not a defined line on the outer edge. So I'm adding a bit of that, but it should not be uniform. So I'm taking care of it. Like if it should be not the same pressure and a uniform line. So I'm just taking care of if it has different width at different points, and also there are areas where it should be merged, just to make it look more natural. I think it's okay now. Just the okay. So we also have brown spots here. This has now become something else. It's not exactly what what was there in my reference picture, but like a close relative of that. We take out some yellow highlights. Okay, a little more here. It looks okay in the picture. It does not work here, so I'll kind of move it around a little bit and maybe merge it. I think it's better now. And okay, something. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some more here, maybe a big one here. Just want to add some contrast, but not overwork it. Okay, looks fine. Try different ways to make marks so that you can do all this in one go and it doesn't look uniform. Here is more like a wet situation. Now the bottom of the leaf, and then I'll stop because I'm just tired of it. But you can like keep working as long as you want, be as precise as you want. There are no rules and nobody's checking, and there is no test to match it to your reference exactly. If it looks natural enough, if you can identify it with the same, like this is a champa leaf, so if you can identify that, I think that's enough, at least for this exercise. For me in general also that's enough, but especially for this exercise, that's what my goal is, to refine my leaves and not obsess about them too much. There's a little brown here as well. And that's it.